We have a very special edition of Mike Finch Show today because not only do we have a BKFC champ on, but Kai Stewart is the inaugural featherweight champion for Bare Knuckle Fighting Championships. How dare I pull this savage away from fishing? I think I pulled him right off the lake to do an interview here. The champ, ladies and gentlemen, Kai Stewart. Thank you for coming on, dude.
Man, thank you for being able to adjust your schedule to go with mine. It's hard because I've been so busy. I don't have a schedule person, so I better just get me a schedule person. That way, I'm where I need to be because I could have stayed out there all day.
I know your girlfriend's a fighter, but come on, you got to put her to work a little bit. She can help you out.
I know, that's what I'm saying. It's like if you help me, I'll help you. You know, it's a give and take. It's a give and take.
All right, so Kai, I know you love fishing. You just said you had your wildest day of fishing ever. Go on. Tell the folks what the hell went on today on the lake.
Well, first off, I caught my Missouri River personal best northern pike. They're a big old they have a lot of teeth. They're like a shark of the river.
Yep.
Then I caught my personal all-time best walleye. I caught the first bass that we've caught on the boat. And then I catch this freaking massive soft-shelled snapping turtle here. And I didn't even know that they bit on chicken bait. I learned that today. And we had big old orange jello chicken is what we call it. And he got it right in his lip. I got it out. I got it all on video. I showed him, and then he tried to bite me, and I put him back. So it was crazy. And then on top of all that, unfortunately, we did have kind of a sad note on the day. We had the Skydia drone. It's supposed to land itself, and we thought that if we put it on land, it would go back to its landing point, and it didn't. It just started dropping into the water, wouldn't cancel, so we just watched our drone go into the water. And it was just all like, come on. And then literally 20 seconds later, I catch my personal best walleye. So there were some definite good things, some bad things, but overall, beautiful day out on the water. Couldn't ask for better.
You did not retrieve the drone. The drone's gone?
Drone's gone. It's out.
Oh, my God.
So, unfortunately, yeah.
Oh, man. Hey, at least you got that win bonus, buddy. Wow.
Yeah, for sure.
That sucks. Well, okay, we got some positives. Northern pike. I used to fish for northern pike all the time in Lake Geneva, Wisconsin. So I know those long monsters with the teeth you're talking about. Walleye. We used to fish for walleye up on Lake Delavan.
Yeah.
Largemouth bass?
Smallmouth.
Smallmouth bass today? Nice, man.
Sounds
like you had fun anyway.
Yeah, for sure. We were trying for a catfish. That's why I had the chicken out there. I was trying. Oh, I caught a sauger too. My very first sauger.
Holy shit. I shouldn't have pulled you off the lake, dude. You should have just canceled on me. You were having a good time.
Yeah, my buddy, my coach who I was with is getting his toes done with his girl. So we had to get off the water. So it wasn't your fault. But no, we were trying for that 7th species of the day. I was grinding for that. I wanted to catch because it's hard to go for different species, and we were just absolutely crushing it.
Nice, man. Glad you're having fun after the victory.
Yeah.
Kai, you just picked up a big W, man. I got to talk to you about it. The first featherweight champion in BKFC. I mean, how did this even come to fruition? You started fighting as a featherweight with nobody having the belt, and then you just collected a couple wins, and they're like, listen, kid, we're going to have you do it in your hometown. I mean, it seems like the stars aligned for you in BKFC, Kai.
They really did. It was never even in my life plan. I would have never guessed in a million years. Up until 2 weeks before my debut, I would have never guessed I was going to be in Bare Knuckle. There was never even conversations prior to me taking a fight on 2 weeks' notice here in Billings. But yeah, stars align, and that's why I'm still doing it. I also, man, after I won, I was like, I'm addicted to this. The promotion, the show, the people, the thrill of it, the adrenaline dump was just unreal. So, it would have been foolish of me with how I saw the division. I saw myself as the best athlete in the division, and it would have been foolish for me not to just go for it, And after accepting the Rusty Crowder fight, because I was supposed to fight Jack Claffey, and that fell through. He just like kind of ghosted everyone. And then I take the Rusty Crowder fight. That was a big step up in competition. And I knew if I won that, I was going to be a world champion. And once I got through Rusty, I just knew. So we're in it. We're in it to win it. And we're in it to, now we're going to climb the pound for pound list. Like, I have no choice.
I was going to ask you what's next. I mean, you got to be the youngest BKFC champion right now. And, here you are with the belt and everything. So what are you trying to accomplish? I think you might have answered it there. You want to be pound for pound.
I would love to be pound for pound. I know I have a lot of haters out there. So I'm petty as fuck, man. So being able to like go out there and prove I got a surprise for you.
Please.
Hey. I can't do an interview without the belt. Shout out my girlfriend for bringing it to me. But yeah, I want to just keep improving, and I know if I'm climbing in the pound for pound list, I know that I'm improving, and I know I'm chapping a lot of people's asses along the way. I do think Palomino, that's a tough call.
Oh my God,
that's a tough day at the office. I want to see how he does against Lily. But I have things to do at my weight class first, so up, and then hopefully 135, 155 eventually. But I think I have 2, maybe 3 fights, and then the 145 pound division's clear. Well, once I get through these couple next fights, I would rather gain weight, but like I said, Palomino's a tough night at the office, but I'm still getting better. I'm young. I have sky's the limit, sky's the ceiling whenever it comes to my skill cap. So we're just gonna keep getting better every single day, and then hopefully next I beat Dat Win. Once I beat Dat Win, then it's like on to the next. Let's go.
Is that the next fight?
Nothing's official. Nothing's been offered. Nothing has been even remotely talked about. I just heard rumors from people that know Dat Win. People that have known Dat Win's conversations. The way Dat Win is posting, he makes it sound like I'm next. It makes sense. He's a former champion. He's on his way out. So I don't see it being anyone else. So that's who my eyes are set on. I could totally see Howard Davis. But other than that, I think we're gonna go against Dat Win. I want that fight. That fight excites me.
Yeah, and you guys are at different points in your career. I mean, you point out that he's towards the end, but he's really invested in himself, man. He used to train in the back of a restaurant, and what he was saying was he purchased a ring for his home gym, and he kind of sort of doubled down and invested in himself. I thought he looked all right against Daniel Strauss. What do you think of a potential matchup with Dat Nguyen?
I didn't like his performance against Strauss. I think that I didn't have him winning on my scorecard. Now you can never do that. He did outland Daniel, but his face was messed up. He's got a chin on him. He's definitely going to be a tough finish. But he's easily hit, and I think if all I got to do is touch him. Like the one time I really fucking laid a hand on Louis went down.
It's a nice hook, bro. That was a big time hook you hit him with.
Yeah, and the follow-up just barely missed. That follow-up, because I went right, just grazed him, left connected, and the right hand was coming, but he fell funny, and I didn't hit him. But yeah, I definitely know that I have to work my ass off. I know that Dat Win is a very winnable fight for me, though. And I don't want easy fights in my life. I know Bare Knuckle gave me a couple cans, and honestly, at every point of my career, I've been going for those big names, but then I'm handed someone else. So now that I finally have like a true contender in Dat Win, I'm gonna have the best me come out. It's gonna be not even close. The best me is going to show, and that's how I see the fight going. And as long as the best me is showing, I don't see anybody that's going to beat me.
You know, the best you is really one of one. You have a unique style, Kai. There are some other wrestlers in BKFC, but the way you decide to sort of like, you go light speed into the clinch, and then it seems that as they disengage from the clinch, you're hitting these guys. You're using underhooks, so you're kind of like incorporating that old school, like Randy Couture, dirty boxing, Greco-Roman style with the bare knuckle fighting. It's a unique style that you've created there. You know, sort of talk about what makes you different from these other guys. Because when I look at Dat Nguyen, he gets in there and he boxes. When I see you get in there, you got a big overhand right. You showed us your left hook against Louis Lopez just this past week, but you know, you're sort of tagging guys in positions I don't think they're used to in sparring.
Yeah, and in the end, it's the pressure. All I got to do is touch them with my hands, and I'm scoring points. But whenever I get in there and I put pressure on them with my collar ties, my underhooks, my motion, my steps, all that is just energy that I know I have more in the tank. I'm gonna have more in the tank than Dat Win as well. So I put a pace on someone. And if I happen to knock him out, I knock him out. But I'm ready to go 5 rounds, every 6 rounds. I was ready to go. The doctor mentioned a 6th round, and I was like, I'm gonna fuck him up in the 6th round. I didn't think it was that close, but I knew that if it went to a 6th round, that would have been my opportunity to end him because I was full of energy and Louis was done. So
yeah, Louis wasn't able to get his counter punching going against you, man. I think he was planning on, you know, making you miss and countering. He couldn't really get to you, Kai.
Well, all I did was I did take a couple punches in the beginning, but it took one entry, one poor entry in the 1st round. He hit me, and then that was it. That's all I got. And then all my entries were to make sure he wasn't punching me. And this is 100%, I swear on the belt, I didn't train one single day of clinch work during this camp. Not
Why?
one single day, because I knew I was better than him at it, and I need to work on my boxing. I need to work on that outside stuff, being able to get better entries. But the second he hit me with those big shots, but then I timed the entry, I was like, that's how I'm gonna beat him. Like, Louis doesn't have the energy to have somebody hang on him for 5 rounds, and that's exactly what I did. So.
Yeah. You have cardio for days. That must be another one of those wrestler things, huh? You bring in the superior cardio, and that gives you confidence.
Yeah, 100%. And as long like to beat me, somebody's gonna have to put my lights out. I have shown that I cut kind of easily, so we always have to keep that in the back pocket. Like, somebody could cut me properly, but in the end, if they don't put my lights out, I'm just gonna get up and keep coming forward. And that, like, I also know because of what his hands looked like, because he posted a photo, but how my head feels, like I made him hit me in the hard spots, and I know that every time he'd hit me in the hard parts of my head, I knew that affected him. Like, I could feel it in the fight. I didn't realize it until after the fight, once I saw the pictures of his hands, and then I feel my head all messed up. But it's like, my positioning of my head, perfect. My entries, perfect. Like, I don't know, man. This is a crazy sport, and I'm still figuring it out, just like everybody else is, since it's so new. But I feel like I got the recipe to be just a superstar in this place.
Well, tell people a little bit more about you. So I'm interested in the nickname now, the Outcast. Why the Outcast?
Man, you saw the beef online. I'm assuming they're like, that other gym has run my name through the dirt, Louis' gym. And the only reason I'm even mentioning them right now and bringing a little bit of bullshit back up is because they're still running their mouth. Joe Riggs is still going, and he's just super sad and upset. And Joe Riggs can stay that way. But Joe Riggs has lied about me. Joe Riggs has caused so many problems in my personal life, in my sponsorship life, in my professional life, that it's turned a lot of people on me, and I really have became the outcast of the Montana fighters. I have a lot of fans up here, a lot of fans. But in terms of the other fighters in Montana, I'm not a very liked person at all. And it stemmed from that. So I was like, you know what? Joke's on you, fucking bitch-ass Joe Riggs. My apologies, but it's true. I'm gonna market myself for what you're doing to me. We're the outcasts, and it stuck. And people, like, like they see the beef on Facebook. A lot of people bought the shirts just because they're like, wow, the Outcast is dope. That fits you. Like, we don't understand all this hate you get on Facebook, but because then we see you in person and like, you're not this terrible person people are calling you. So it all just worked, but it came from the beef that other gym started. And now I'm profiting off that. So who's laughing? Who's laughing now?
You got the belt on your shoulder. I guess you, Kai. It's not the friend's business. I mean, this is one of those businesses where you get to settle your problems with people in other ways. Joe Riggs, obviously, MMA veteran, UFC veteran, everybody in the MMA game, like me, I've been an MMA fan since I was a child, knows Joe Riggs. What happened?
I left his gym. It was simple as that. Like, I left his gym because it just wasn't for me. I missed my boys back at my home gym, and I went over there because of his quote-unquote name. He's got no fucking name no more. But then the problems with sponsorships is I get a phone call one day from a sponsor, and he goes, we can't support you anymore because Joe Riggs said that you stole his WEC belt out of his gym. And they claimed he did a police report for it as well. He told people I was going to get charged for it and everything. I never even got a call from a police department. He's a compulsive, psychotic liar. And then it's just spiraled. And I'm not afraid to poke the bear at all. Like he wants to talk shit about me and destroy my character, the character I have worked so hard to put forward and put out there. The night before the fight, we were at the Fighter Hotel. I was dropping some money off for tickets, and he called my girlfriend an ugly bitch. Like, he's okay with disrespecting women. He supports predators because one of the coaches at his gym, you can Google him, Glenn Sislow. Like, he's a bad human being, and thank God, but he's leaving Great Falls July 1st is what he's telling everybody. And he just needs to leave. He needs to leave and never come back. And honestly, I feel bad for wherever he's moving to because he's going to be a menace and a bully there too. Mr. Bully Beatdown needed to get his ass kicked. He had no business being in a Bully Beatdown show because he should have been the one getting his fucking ass kicked, which he has his past 3 fights. So we can't complain. We can't complain. Like, everybody says, how can you disrespect such a legend of the sport? I'm like, what did he really do? He was around. He was around for a while. He was around, like Diego Sanchez knocked his bitch ass out. Like, and I feel bad, like just for my personal character as well. I feel bad talking this much shit. But like I said, I'm petty. If somebody wants to start something, I'll finish it because I'm going to be the bully to the bullies. Like, bullies deserve to be treated like shit. And that's what Joe Riggs is shit.
Damn, he keeps it real. Kai doesn't pull any punches in or out of the squared circle. Kai's going to keep it 100% real for us. I did not know it went that deep. No, I did not. That he said you stole the WEC belt and everything. I did not know
these. It's still in his trophy case. But want to know what's sad to me, though? And part of me, I saw it in Louis' eyes. I guarantee Joe Riggs was negatively in Louis' ear that whole fight camp. Because the beef was between me and Joe. Me and Louis had beef from way back. Like our beef was real, don't get me wrong. It just kind of got kick-started by Joe Riggs. Again, it got restarted. We were slated to fight MMA with a few people. We were supposed to fight MMA twice, and he pulled out. Like, that's no big deal to me. Pullouts happen. Like, if you're not ready to fight, like, honestly, after the fight, I respect Louis as a fighter. I really do. Joe, absolutely not. Yeah, Louis as a fighter. Like, but because he went 0-3 in MMA, by the time we all went pro, we knew we weren't going to fight each other MMA. And like, I was never going to be a bare knuckle boxer. So like our beef faded. Like, me and Louis, our beef faded until Joe Riggs ignited it again for this title fight. But I was ready for it. I wanted to beat any one of Joe Riggs's guys. He put all of his money on Louis, and I wish Louis would have had a clearer mind. That way, maybe we would have had a better scrap. Because there was just something weird about the whole lead up, like the face off. Just, he looked like he was mentally drained and done. And I totally called it. I knew Joe Riggs was gonna be like, if you don't fucking beat Kai, you're fucked. Like, So it is what it is, and I have a lot of fun with this. I know as long as a camera's in front of me, I'm gonna be good to go. You know.
Last question on it. What felt better, winning the featherweight title, beating Louis Lopez, or beating Joe Riggs' fighter?
My coach asked me the same question, but here's how he put it. He said, "What feels better, being a world champion or making Joe Riggs' worst nightmare come true?" And all I could say was, "Oh, that feels good."
Congratulations, Kai. Listen, I've got another show, Moneyline, that starts at 5. So I am going to run, and I appreciate you taking the time, especially when you had such success today fishing. Rest in peace to your drone. That is brutal, you know.
I
But
know,
you
but
know, we roll with the punches, right?
yeah, we roll with the punches. But yeah, I actually have another podcast at 6 I totally forgot about. So it works out perfectly. But hey, after or before the Dat win fight, let's hook it back up and I'll have some more stories to tell you.
Perfect, man. Yeah, I want to see that fight happen. It's a cool stylistic clash. You know, the new guard versus the old guard. I mean, you know, the storyline will be really fun for that one. So I'd love to have you back on. You're a freaking warrior, man. You bring that wrestler heart. You've got that wrestler overhand, that wrestler cardio. But now you are the BKFC Featherweight Champion. Enjoy it, Kai. Congratulations.
Thank you. And y'all should go online and buy some Stay Classy. Oh, this is High Country. High Country. No, my bad. Stay Classy meat. It's Bozeman Spirits and Stay Classy. Put original honey whiskey and beef jerky, and it's fire. I've been munching on this all day, and yeah, this is great. But anyway, I appreciate you, and I'll talk to you soon.
Thank you, Kai. Kai Stewart, folks.